Hey guys, it's LEGO Boys E3. Today I'm going to show you a mod that I did on the magnets of my X-Man Bell Pyraminx. And so this puzzle here is the X-Man Bell Pyraminx. So as soon as this puzzle came out along with the Moyu Magnetic Pyraminx, I knew that one of those was going to be my main, but this one had far better tips than the Moyu one, which is over here. The tips on this one are just kind of like meh, even though the feeling on the inside is actually quite a lot better. I decided to go with this one just because of the tips. But there was one little problem with that. I didn't really like the turning on the inner layers of this Pyraminx, and so for example, the magnets on this Pyraminx look something like this, while the magnets on this Pyraminx look like this. So they are a lot bigger, and so that makes it so you have a lot more force while you're turning. Now you may remember a while back I made another video about this same problem on this same cube, and I actually proposed a temporary solution where I would hold in one of those smaller magnets in place with actually another one of those magnets. So I was using twice as many magnets as I really needed to, because I had two of them in every piece, just one to keep it in place, and one to actually attract the pieces, and that just didn't really work out. When I needed new magnets for another puzzle that I was making, I just took those all out, and I just kind of put it back to normal. Now what is normal? So if we look at this piece here, just take it open just like this, you can see that we have this. So this is a magnet that comes stock in the piece. There will normally be two of them, but I just have one of them for right now. And so you can see this little plastic part that's encasing the magnet, kind of holding it into place. So if we take that out, you can see that there's a little bit of a tab underneath the magnet. And so what you can do is you can flip that tab around and put it on the top, and that will make it so there's a stronger magnetic force while you're turning. So a long time ago I switched it around to make it so it's a weaker force because, like I said, I wanted a weaker one, but still that was way too strong for me. And so like I said, I did make that video a long time ago, but I also took the other magnets out a long time ago and put the original ones back in, so we can just take that out and set it off to the side, and now I have a new solution. So I believe I mentioned this in the previous video, that in the future I might try and make some sort of 3D printed part, and I have made some sort of 3D printed part. And so basically what I'll do is I'll take a magnet like this, a smaller magnet, and stick it inside of the 3D printed part. And then basically what you have is this, and I pretty much designed this to be exactly the same size as that little casing around the magnet that you had in there originally. But what I did instead is put this smaller magnet in it, so I have a little bit of a smaller hole. And now what I can do is just kind of stick it into the hole like this, and now you have a weaker magnet. Of course, after checking the polarity and everything, you can take that little magnet and put it in every single one of the pieces just like this, all 12 of the little slots, and just put it in. And then what you can do is you can reassemble the edge, if you can get it in, there we go. Reassemble the edge and put the puzzle back together, and now there is a much lighter feel in the Pyraminx altogether. So the first thing I really noticed when I started turning this puzzle is it felt like there was like no magnets in it whatsoever. But now that I have turned it a little bit, I can tell that there definitely are magnets. There's quite a strong force. It actually sounds a little bit louder on that side, but it's the same amount of force. Yeah, there's quite a bit of force on here, pretty much the same as the Moyu Magnetic Pyraminx, which is really nice. There is still one difference between these two cubes though. This one is just a lot faster overall than this one. This one just kind of feels more smooth and everything. But luckily we do have a solution to that problem, and that solution is called DNM37. Seriously guys, this stuff is amazing, you should get some. So what I like to do is get a little bit of silicone weight 2, woo, that's not how you do it, and put just a little tiny dab inside of there, and that helps it from drying out. That was actually way too much, so I'm just going to wipe that off. And then we'll get a couple drops of DNM37, just like 1 or 2. I'll just put 2 in because why not? And then we can start breaking that in. And then right away you have a feel that's actually really similar to the original Moyu Magnetic Pyraminx. Like, this is a lot better than I actually thought it was originally going to be. It just feels very similar. If anything, the click on this one is now stronger. And so that's one thing that you could do. You could modify the design of the little pieces that I made a little bit to make it so there is a little bit less plastic in between, because the magnet is quite small and you're actually increasing the distance between them. And so that is going to decrease the magnetic force quite a lot. But yeah, this is definitely going to continue to be my main because I really do like it like this. If anything, yeah, I'll make the magnets a little bit stronger, but for now, it is just fine. It feels almost just the same as this one. If anything, I think this cube has a little bit less friction, which I think gives it a little bit less of a smooth feeling, which I like a little bit better. But for now, this one is going to be my main because the tips are just a million times better. But anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. As for the actual file of the 3D printed part, no, I'm not going to be releasing it because it works specifically with my printer. I did not design my part to the correct scale, and so every time I went through, I had to go and rescale it in a bunch of interesting random ways. And probably because of the tolerances of 3D printers, my model wouldn't even work with your printer. So yeah, you guys will have to do it yourself if you want to make something like this. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!